Oh, welcome back to News 6 tonight. A lot going on. We have chilly cold outside. Enjoy the rest of this cold snap. It is
It's
fleeting.
coming to an end.
Uh, I don't know if you've enjoyed this government shutdown. I think you'd probably be the only person
Enjoyed?
on earth.
Who
That
enjoys a
is
government
going away.
shutdown?
Yeah,
Thank
nobody's
goodness.
nobody's enjoying that. That just passed in the House, here in the newsroom. We're saying it to you before we even get to our
I
newscast.
know. And they're saying that, especially if you have any travel plans, they're capping the flights at 6% now. They're
The
supposed to get to 10
reductions, yes.
reduction it's at 6. So now it's going to start to go down to 4 and then 0. So,
So by the time we get to
oh my
Thanksgiving,
gosh.
hopefully it'll be
Smooth
smooth
sailing.
sailing. All of
Oh
our
my gosh.
air traffic controllers will be back out there
And
watching the
paid, and
skies.
our TSA
Yeah.
people will be paid. So hopefully it'll all just work
SNAP
itself
benefits
out.
will come back eventually.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's
So
it's time.
good stuff. You were out all day doing a great job. You were covering one of the big stories of this month so far, I would say.
Yeah.
Did it happen? Was it early
It
October?
was late October, October
It was
26th. It
late
happened right
October. Yeah.
before Halloween, actually, where it was a Sunday night, and it just would not stop raining. And Lake County got the worst of it. Parts of it got almost 19 inches of rain in some areas.
Just a
And you know
couple hours.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you know the infrastructure can't support something like that. So we've been covering your Lake County community correspondent Emily McLeod has been doing a great job out
Been
there.
all over it.
Yeah, just talking to people and seeing how they're managing. But one of the things that happened was that Donnelly Street, it's a main thoroughfare into downtown Mount Dora, got washed away. Part of it got
If you've
washed out.
driven into Mount Dora,
You
this is the way
Yes,
that you
it
have
says
taken to
welcome to
get there.
Mount
Yeah.
Dora. It's a beautiful little archway and it's quaint and people love going. And you see it and you think, oh, this must be the one way into downtown. There are many ways into downtown, but that's the most popular way and the way people recognize and know. So you might think, if that is gone, how do I get down there? And those businesses depend on you, especially this time of year, to make money because it's the holidays. They have so many things going on. Producer Robert Brewer and I went to check out last Friday to see how those businesses were faring and seeing if they were doing okay, and just to let people know that they are open for business. And that's the message they want you to know too. So here's some of that reporting. One of the ways many of us like to get into downtown Mount Dora is Donnelly Street.
And as you can see, Donnelly Street is closed, and it doesn't look like it's going to be open anytime soon.
There's lots of other ways in. I come from Taveri, so I come Old 441 through that way. So you just come that way, or they've been publicizing it that there's lots of ways to get here.
That's what downtown business owners are trying to remind shoppers. Donnelly Street might be blocked, but the holiday spirit certainly isn't. In fact, many paths lead to the same destination. Producer Robert put together this handy street map to show some other ways to get to downtown Mount Dora while Donnelly is down.
Well, say you're coming in from the north, like Eustis or DeLand, no problem. Take Highway 19 right on in. Coming from the south, like Apopka or Orlando, you can use Old Highway 441. Coming from the east, like Sanford or Lake Mary, State Road 46 turns into First Avenue before heading into downtown. And lastly, if you're coming from the west, like Tavares or Leesburg, Lakeshore Drive is the way to go.
This perception that downtown Mount Dora, there's only one way in.
Right.
Not
Right.
true.
The weekends are for sure busy. The weekdays, kind of
Yes.
slow every once in a while, but it's been picking up.
Like at the first couple of days after, there wasn't a lot of people, but now it comes in waves of people coming in and out. And then once people see that other people are going in, more people come.
You guys are definitely open
Mhm.
for business.
Yes, 100%.
The Christmas tree is up and the doors are open. So walk through those open doors and spend your money. And, producer Robert put together that great map. Just a few ways to get in. There's so many more other ways to get in too, but we just kind of wanted to give you an
Those are the
idea.
biggies.
E-
Yeah.
Exactly. So they are happy that people are discovering, okay, come on in, we're here. And they have their Christmas celebration coming up this week as well, where they're going to light all the areas, the parks. It's just a beautiful, quaint little place. And so many people love it.
Is there a better downtown than Mount Dora? There's a lot of downtowns I
Yeah.
love. I'm partial to the winter parks.
Of course, me
and the
too. Yeah.
Winter gardens in the Sanfords,
hmm
and Melbourne.
Yeah.
But the charm factor for Mount
Oh,
Dora.
it's very high. It is really, really high. And you go there, and we experienced this. We did a podcast there, a couple of them, and we went, and people knew who we were because they watched News 6. And the same thing happened when Robert and I were down there. We went last Friday, and after were done shooting our story, we had a little bit of lunch and did a little bit of shopping because, we practice what we preach. And people were like, News 6. And it was just really nice to see that and to talk to them. And speaking of which, I was out there live in Donnelly Street, not downtown, but a way to get into downtown. There's a gentleman, a doctor, a holistic doctor, whose business is right there where it's closed. He came out of his office to let us know what a great job that the county, the city, and everyone had been doing and cleaning up that area and getting it ready. It's not going to be back up and running until the beginning of next year. But he says the quick work in which they got rid of the debris and cleaned up the street, he said it was just an amazing thing to see, like all of those entities work together. And you rarely
I was gonna
get
say,
people
I
to
will
say-
tell you, you never have people running up to tell you how
don't.
great things are.
No, you
Always
don't.
people are running to say, here's the next story you should do. They did
Exactly.
a terrible job on this, especially when you're talking about local government.
It was
So,
really nice
that's
to hear
impressive.
that. Yeah.
well, the federal government's not getting such high marks these days. The long-awaited end, though, to the government shutdown is finally here. Lawmakers, they took their first class tickets back to DC. They were able to take some time out of their busy schedules at home in the House to come back, take a vote.
I love how
And,
some of them had to fly back and had trouble flying.
Right, yeah. Because there are these flight reductions. They're like, this is impacting us.
Who did this?
Wait a minute. Whose job is it to fund the government? Oh, yeah. So one thing we've been paying very close attention to, especially as we close in on the holidays, is the airport here in Orlando, MCO. It's complicated on a normal day.
Yeah.
On the holidays, it's extra dicey. And then if you had this whole government shutdown deal looming as well, you're going to have a real problem on your hands if you're trying to fly in, or in my case, I have a lot of family trying to come
Come in,
here,
yeah.
which would be complicated. So our community correspondent, Tylisa Hampton, I think she's renting a room out
She's living at the airport now.
at the airport. Yeah, she's there all the time. She's covering this situation with some more grumpy passengers.
I'm News 6's Tylisa Hampton. Wednesday with flight reductions at a 6% delay and set to ramp up through the next couple days this week. Many passengers say today has been relatively smooth for them. However, there's still some red on the board for cancellations or delays. So some passengers tell us that they have been impacted by this. As passengers at the Orlando International Airport were rolling in Wednesday morning, some were met with a round of flight cancellations and delays.
I wasn't happy.
For a cruiser trying to return to Dallas, when she learned her flight was delayed, her thoughts turned to her family.
I really miss my kids. I was anxious to go see them, and then this delay is kind of really like, I wasn't expecting it.
Last week, the FAA mandated flight reductions for dozens of high-volume airports across the country, including Orlando International, because of the government shutdown, causing a strain on the system and a shortage of air traffic controllers. Wednesday, the reductions are at 6%, set to go up to 8% on Thursday, all leading to 10% on Friday. All of this happening as talks are underway to end the shutdown. However, if that happens and the mandate is lifted, an Embry Riddle, professor in air traffic management, says it won't be a fast turnaround for airlines to get back to normal.
So it usually takes 3 to 4 days in order to work through all the permutations of getting the crews, getting the aircraft where they need to be in order to start flying.
So again, as of tonight, the House was able to make their vote.
Yep.
They passed this thing. Still waiting as of this second, as we do this live, that the president has not signed it. Of course, I'm sure he will. The FAA announced that it's not going to be going to that full 10% as they were going to meet on Friday.
Thank goodness. Yeah.
Those air traffic controllers are ready to get back to work. And it looks like this should hopefully, maybe by after the weekend, things will be back to normal.
Yeah, it takes a while because, as we mentioned yesterday, you just don't flip a switch and things get back to the way they were. It's gonna, it has to warm up. It's like preheating the oven.
Some of these crews, if you fly out of Seattle, but you're in Dallas, or that's
Yeah.
where you live, they have to get all of these crews to the correct places
Yeah.
in the next few days.
So hopefully by the time you wake up tomorrow morning, there's going to be so much good news. We can't stand it.
I
It'd
hope
be
so.
nice to have it before you go to bed tonight.
Great.
All right. One of Matt's favorite stories is
I should step away.
I know. I'm probably not even going to get a word in, but our TDT, our tourist development taxes, and we
You
wonder.
down with TDT?
You don't know me. Uh, so we think, where does all that money go? Orange County gets so much money because think of the things we have here in Orlando. I mean,
Yeah.
you've got Disney, you got the parks,
do.
all the
Universal,
yeah.
Disney. Yeah,
I-
people come to town for all this stuff.
And your favorite part is that money is not used for things like education.
That's my favorite
That's
part,
your
Ginger.
favorite part.
They don't use it to pay our teachers.
Yeah.
They don't use it to, all those theme park workers that get paid minimum
And
wage.
sleep in their
and
cars
can't
sometimes.
if they
yeah.
can afford a car, that's where they sleep.
Or
Well,
they have 8 roommates.
They don't have a way to get public transportation
I know.
from their house.
I get it.
To the, I know.
This
You,
is- I
you've
knew
heard
this-
me get on this soapbox.
I
a
knew,
million
boy,
times
this was
before.
really easy to just goad him into this.
Pushing
But
my buttons.
your Orange County community correspondent, Mike Valenti, has more on that.
I'm News 6's Mike Valenti, your Orange County community correspondent, and that was the topic of discussion at a League of Women Voters meeting on Wednesday. It featured a 3-person panel and included this man, Frank Santos, the CEO of Rosen Hotels and Resorts, as well as State Senator Carlos Guillermo Smith. These men come at this with competing visions, but they are somewhat related, and those visions boil down to 2 acronyms, TDT and TTT.
The restricted current use of TDT is something that honestly needs to change.
Maybe you've heard of TDT, referred to as the bed tax. In Orange County, it's the 6% tax tourists pay when they stay at hotels, motels, or short-term vacation rentals. Last year, Orange County took in more than $384 million in TDT revenue. But here's the thing, Florida law limits what that revenue can be spent on. The money can only go back into the tourism sector, things like the convention center, sports stadiums. But transportation or affordable housing? Nope. A key stakeholder in this discussion is Frank Santos, CEO of Rosen Hotels.
I'm a proponent of not changing the uses of the tax.
Santos' proposal is that acronym we talked about before, TTT, the Tourist Transportation Tax, aimed at funding transportation needs.
My proposal could increase the opportunity to improve Sunrail, links.
If $105 million a year as the budget for Visit Orlando really is the right amount, we need tourism to invest in some of those dollars themselves.
And the senator doesn't really understand the cost of doing business.
I just appreciate that they're even talking about it.
Yeah, for
And-
years nobody would say anything about
was
it,
like, what?
especially a local politician
Yeah.
who is funded by Disney and Universal.
So to dip your toe into that at all and just say like, hey, we hear you, we recognize it, let's have a
We're not
conversation.
going to do anything about
But
it.
we hear you. Sometimes people just want to be heard.
No,
but we do want
I
solutions.
don't think people want to just be heard on this topic. I
we
think
want
seeing
solutions. We want solutions.
$300 million
It's a
per
lot of
year,
money.
more than $100 million. A friend of ours, Scott Maxwell, who writes for the
Oh,
Sentinel,
yeah.
had a great article this week about how much money is going to Visit Orlando and all of the spending and the sort of shell game that might take place.
A lot of people have a problem saying, do you really need to encourage people to come to Orlando? I feel like they know we're on the map. They know we're here.
We're not a hidden gem anymore. And I think
sleepy little
Disney
town.
and Universal spend plenty of money
Yeah.
on their own advertisements in other
Yeah.
places, and that's
I mean,
their job.
When it was mostly orange groves, of course.
Yeah.
But
right.
now,
Listen, you cannot fault the companies for trying to get the
course
best
not.
deal possible
No.
from the local government.
it's
But
how you do
can
business.
fault the lawmakers for not keeping them
Yeah,
honest if
accountable.
that's the way that you feel
Yeah.
things are going. But interesting to have the conversation. It's a conversation that many people have been having for many
That's
years.
a start, though. It is at least a start because before, as you said, they weren't even talking about it.
Right.
It wasn't
you
even
notice-
acknowledged.
You notice the thing they want as a fix is to add more tax that's completely separate rather than changing and using some of that $350 million.
I wonder who's going to pay those taxes, those new taxes, Matt.
A tourist, I think, or if you decide to take a staycation,
It's going to be us.
you'll pay for it. All right. I'm done. I'm hopping off my soapbox.
Step down.
We're going to
sir.
head to Brevard County where some folks are upset about a
Possible closing.
school issue. Yeah, elementary schools trying to merge two of them because they don't have enough kids, which is a crazy problem we're seeing around here in the state of Florida. We'll be right back.
Yeah, and you got the latest from the sheriff just a little while ago, I think. So make sure we have that for News 6 tonight. Hey, thanks for stopping by. We know you're busy, but news doesn't stop, and neither do we.
That's right. And this is News 6 Tonight, where we leverage this entire busy newsroom with our community correspondents, our producers, our content desk, and then we filter through that. We have a casual conversation about the news that impacts Central Florida.
Yeah, we live here in the community, and we rely on you for our neighborhood network because you're our eyes and ears as well, and we can't do it without you.
So you can watch us all over the place, YouTube, News 6 Plus app, and clickorlando.com. While you're here, feel free to engage. Let us know who you are and where you're from. An interesting thing is starting to happen as we have an aging population here in Florida and not as many people are having babies. This is a fact. In
Those two things go hand in hand.
my
generally.
kids' school, there were about 6 kindergarten classes when my older daughters were at the school. That has been whittled down to 3. I think they might have even lost another one this year. So a lot of these schools have fewer kids. We even saw a birthing center closed down in Leesburg a couple of months ago.
I mean, the
over summer.
population is aging, and
We're
people come
aging.
here to retire,
Right.
not to start anew.
So people are not happy. If you live in an area where your elementary school that's close by
And you've
shuts
loved it,
down,
yeah.
and they want to kick you 7 miles down the road, that's what's happening in Brevard County. People are trying to fight back with all the options
to
that
keep
they
the school
can.
open.
Our Brevard County community correspondent, James Sparvero, is covering that story.
New opinions about potentially merging elementary schools with declining enrollments. I'm your Cocoa Beach community correspondent, James Sparvero. I've been reporting for the last month how Brevard County School District is considering closing Cape View Elementary and Cape Canaveral and busing those 270 students to Roosevelt Elementary, 7 miles away. The school district says it would make sense because both elementary schools are at half capacity, and when the students get older, they all wind up next door to Roosevelt at Cocoa Beach Junior Senior High School. The PTO president told me 9 out of 10 kids walk to school or ride their bikes. Brevard Schools blames an older population in Cape Canaveral and Cocoa Beach for fewer kids in schools.
60, 70, 80-year-olds, we don't have 6-year-old kids. That's it. It's a tempest in a teapot.
We don't really want it to change. Ronnie Elliott talked to me about the benefits he says of his children having smaller class sizes. So what would concern you if the district decided to merge the schools?
Just overcrowding what we have here. You know, it's nice the way it is. If it gets overpopulated, it may not be as nice.
So you heard from the parents, from the district's point of view, it always has to come down to dollars and cents.
Yeah.
You can't keep 2 big buildings
Empty.
open and air conditioned
Yeah.
and staffed full of people if you only have half the kids. You get paid by the state and the federal government per pupil. And a lot of these kids not all of them are just not being born. Some of them are going the homeschool route. They're going with the voucher system, doing charter schools and private schools. So they're definitely seeing some losses in that regard.
Yeah.
But it's an issue that more and more parents are going to be seeing here in the state of Florida.
And and the issue too is you heard the gentleman in the story saying 70 and 80-year-olds are not having their grandparents. They're they're helping in that regard. But if 70 and 80-year-olds start having kids, I'm leaving the state. That would be. I don't know if you want to see that because
I don't know if I want to comment on that.
that's a lot of work even for young parents.
I'll tell you what.
And if you're that age, you've already done your raising.
My first kid I had at 22. My last kid I had at 32.
So
that
how
was
exhausted
a long
were
10
you?
years. That is a young man's game. So if I'm 60 or 80,
yeah, exactly.
we're going to have a real
Oh
problem
my
here. All
gosh.
right. Enough birth and baby talk. Let's talk about the weather.
Oh, why not?
I'm sure
It's
some
beautiful.
babies have been made as people try to stay warm in this cold
Oh my
weather.
gosh, is that the segue you're
We
going
have
with?
meteorologist Michelle
Wow.
Morgan. I thought it was pretty good. Michelle,
I thought it was good.
Cold
I
snaps.
thought it was good.
We need more cold
what
snaps
what
to
did
keep the babies being born. Michelle.
Michelle, look at
what
me.
did they
Look at
call
me,
it?
Michelle. It was awful.
All
Okay.
right. Let's just keep it fair. We'll just call it cuddle weather.
Oh yeah,
there you
cuddle
go.
alert. A cuddle alert.
She
It's about
knows
to end.
Cuddle
exactly
alert.
what I'm talking about.
I don't think
Cuddles
that's what
lead
you
to
were
babies.
talking
That's just the way it
about.
goes.
Oh, okay.
All right, so
Let's
talk
go
about the
ahead,
weather.
yeah.
How long are we going to
I
have this
will.
cold snap for?
So-
I'm going to bail you out.
It looks like we're going to just have it for one more night. Many of us are going to fall into the 40s. So you're going to certainly want to bundle up as you're heading out the door. Look at your temperatures here. We're going to stay in the upper 40s in Orlando. I mean, this is balmy comparing to what we were dealing with the other night, where many of us fell into the
Oh my
30s.
gosh.
And of course, with the strong winds, it felt like the 20s, Ginger. It was terrible.
Yeah, it was not. I was in Mount Dora tonight, and as soon as that sun went below the tree line, Michelle, I was ready to get it in the car. I mean, it
yeah.
happened so quickly. It was a
Yes.
beautiful day. But when that sun is up, it's nice. Once it sets, ooh.
And you know what? For us Floridians, I think we tend to forget, because we don't usually get cold. We get cold weather, but it's not a constant thing. As soon as the sun set and I was looking at the temperatures, I was like, oh man, it's getting cold quicker than I thought it was going to get.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just going to be for tonight. As we head into tomorrow, it'll be a chilly start. Temperatures are going to rebound nicely back into the lower 70s. So it is going to be pleasant. We won't be dealing with the humidity, but look at the lows here. This is where many of us will be starting off tomorrow morning. And then we're ending up in the 70s tomorrow afternoon. No rain. It'll be pleasant. It's going to be a gorgeous day. And believe it or not, we're back into the 80s as we head
Wow.
into the weekend. So I welcome it. It's going to be a gorgeous weekend ahead. So many things to do across Central Florida. So I think it's going to actually stay warm, not only for the weekend as we head into the upcoming work week. So it's going to be very pleasant.
Okay.
It's very nice. And Michelle, I know that your sweet mom loves to watch you on TV, and she watches. Please apologize for Matt's talk tonight.
Oh, I'm sorry. Michelle, do you not know how that works?
we don't normally
I'm
have
pretty
that.
sure Michelle is a mother. So thank you very much. We appreciate you.
Thanks,
No
Michelle.
problem.
And Melissa Riley says, hey, Michelle. All right.
Okay.
We have much more coming for you, including a little development in one of our local areas. How are people taking it? We'll find out after the break. Welcome to News 6 Tonight. We are so thankful that you're joining us here wherever you found us.
Yeah, you know what this tells me? If you have made this your new streaming destination, it tells me you're smart. Also good looking, because you chose to watch the news in a different way. That makes you really smart. Anybody can give you the news from a teleprompter or an old newspaper. We do it in a fresh new way.
That's right. So check us out wherever you like to stream. We have this app for your TV, News 6 Plus. You can find it on Roku and Amazon and whatever your smart TV is cooking. So thank you. We would love to hear your comments down
Oh my
below.
gosh. Yeah.
And then we'll show them.
Yeah, we will. News 6 Plus. The plus is you.
Ooh.
All right, we talk about it all the time, and it's no secret that Central Florida has a booming population. But tonight there's one
Of
particular
older people.
of all people, but young and old, but a lot of people are still moving here to Central Florida because I mean, why wouldn't you?
Of course.
Why wouldn't you? So we're not just looking at the booming population. We're looking at some cities are looking at how it's booming, the infrastructure. Can we handle it? Your community correspondent in Winter Springs, Catherine Silver, is looking at a meeting that happened tonight where they're discussing what's going to happen to this community if it continues to grow at the rate it's growing.
Development is happening all around us. New neighborhoods, new shopping centers, new roads. It's no secret Central Florida is growing, but how are our cities growing responsibly? How do you feel about how it's growing?
It's growing a little too fast.
A proposed development would build 85 townhomes on this nearby plot of land at Michael Blake Boulevard in 434. But it's not just about one project, it's about what's happening already all around the town center. Where you see work in progress in person, the city's online development review tracker shows this perspective. There's the townhomes at Blake Commons, a daycare, a coffee shop, and across the street, a Chick-fil-A and Ace Hardware.
Yeah, if you want to start to get people really angry, just even say the word townhomes.
Oh,
They
yeah,
get
they don't like
so upset. They want single family homes. They don't want
Even
townhomes.
though
They
we
don't-
need affordable housing.
It's got to happen somewhere. Yeah,
College grads to stay, have a
exactly. We
great
shouldn't
night.
be so wonderful.
See it.